Brian, first time we've had a chance to talk to you guys. Can you back up a little bit and say what you worked on last week, what you got accomplished, and then into this week, what some of the things are on the junior list?
No, last week we really got into third downs. On both sides of the ball, felt like we needed to want to be better, improve in that area. So big focus. Didn't get into the short yardage stuff, but just different third down situations. And then on Saturday, let them put the ball down and let them play a little bit. Just the situations kind of happen naturally, and let them compete and move the ball. And got some tackling in on Saturday as well, and some live situations. That was really good. And then this week we moved into the red zone, so got into the red area today. And, just want to be more productive, more touchdowns down there. And, saw some really good things. That's when we really feel like that timing is the key, really on the quarterbacks as far as their clock timing, making good decisions as far as taking a touchdown or dropping it down with the check down. So, and then I think working towards a scrimmage, some more live play in action this Saturday.
I imagine it's going to take time for new pieces on the offensive line to gel and everything. What are you seeing so far with some of the new pieces there? Are you able to function? And stuff back?
No, I recruiting staff, and Coach Belichick, those guys did a really good job of bringing some quality guys in, a lot of guys in the portal that have some experience. And then also some new energy, some new life. I think brought Luca over from Oregon State. He's been really good for that room's energy and the way those guys approach each day. But yeah, it's been cool. Some of those new faces are experienced, but they're still learning, techniques, some of the differences in what we do. And, it's been awesome. Those guys have had a great attitude about it. I felt like they picked it up pretty good.
Being outside and with the quarterbacks, cold. How much is that a help at this point in the year?
Oh, I love it, man. We're pushing to be outside as much as we can, working with the QBs. I think just playing in this conference and some of those games that you're going to get into in October and November, to where those guys feel really confident they've done it, they've gone out and operated in that, because we're going to have to do that when it gets to be a critical part of the season. Yeah, and I think those guys have handled it. They don't really say much, and we've been really pretty fortunate with the weather so far.
How has it been? Obviously, the transition from LA here is it different for a kid who hasn't played in this kind of time? But it seems like he's spinning the ball pretty good.
Yeah, and we'd always tell him, man, there's how many NFL teams there are that are up in the North Field, So if you want to play at that level and be successful and play in December, January, you're going to have to be able to play in that weather. He's had a great attitude about it, and I think going to Oregon initially, she was raining quite a bit out there, where he got a little feel of that, and a little bit colder out this way. But now he's had a great attitude about it, and it hasn't really affected him. Yeah, I just Nick had a great year, but I still think there's a lot to his game that he can take to the next level. And as far as detail routes, technique things that I think he's working on, and then just the whole game of okay, how does he play away from the ball as far as being involved as a blocker, in the run game that way. But man, I think he's had a really good off season. He's got himself in really good shape, condition that way. And it's been fun to watch him.
Tell us, what did you see from him when he got established last year, and what he's bringing back after? Did you see some growth there?
On Marsh, Nick?
I'm sorry, Tullis, running back.
Oh, Brandon Tullis. Okay.
And Frazier too.
Yeah, those guys, I just think going into year two, they've had a year to kind of learn it, and they're not thinking as much. They're just able to go out and play and react. And then I think another year with our strength staff, get themselves stronger, better condition that way. I just think things are slowing down for them a little bit as far as the mental piece of it, to where they can go out and make plays. And I've been impressed. Those guys each kind of ripped off some pretty good runs in the live situation that we did on Saturday. So there's been a lot of good competition. Bringing in Elijah as well from Sacramento State. He had a really good run on Saturday as well. So just continuing to get those guys reps and feel out what their strengths are, what they can handle, and who gives us the best chance.
Just like you did here.
and I'm not sure on that. Yeah. We did on this last Saturday. We were out on the practice.
Yeah, I didn't know if you guys were going to be able to follow instruction.
Yeah, I don't know on that. That'd be a John.
Is that something you guys, after last year, getting that feel for, or is that something?
Yeah, I think we'd love to get in the stadium as much as possible. I think it's getting the guys just used to where shot clocks are, getting comfortable in there is great. So as much as we can get in there would be great.
Aiden's season this year, second starter, now that Aiden figured out all that.
Yeah, I think last year was a great learning opportunity for him. You know, I think things just it didn't go as smoothly and as much success as he was hoping for. But I think he's had an awesome attitude of like, hey, he's hungry to hey, these are the areas I got to really improve on. I think some of the pieces that we brought in up front and on the perimeter, some of those experienced guys and on the outside that have some productivity, I think are going to help him along with Nick and some of the returners that we've got going. So being better around him, but yeah, Aiden, we've really been on him as far as understanding the defenses. Being able to ID these defenses and understand where the weaknesses are, how to attack them. I think that helps as a quarterback moving into your second year, helps things slow down for you a little bit that way. And then his clock, like his footwork, tying his feet into the routes. I think last year he was a little bit off at times, and that really affected some of the accuracy and the timing of things. And then his subtle movement in the pocket. Sometimes he was a little extreme, and if the first read wasn't there, he got himself in not a very good position where he wasn't able to get to the second and third read in his progression. He was just bailing out and scrambling too quick, and he missed out on some opportunities that way. So he's seen that stuff on film, and I love the attitude that he's had moving forward. And I'm excited for him. I feel like he's gotten a lot better from the first 7 practices.
About the transfer receivers for
Yep.
Kelly Craig, also Collier, taking that next step forward.
Yeah, I mean, just you bring in experienced guys. Mari has played a lot of football. He's had a lot of production. We've been working him more at the Z position, and man, I've been really impressed. Made a couple really good plays and some one-on-one balls in the red zone today. Rodney Bullard. I mean, man, he's done some good things. Brings some speed. I think he can play inside and outside. McCray also he's been probably more in the slot, but man, another guy that's pretty dynamic with the ball in his hands. Has made some plays on some balls down the field. And who did I forget there? I forgot. There's one more that we brought in. And Boyd. Yeah, Boyd's been a bit physical guy. He's kind of working out at that X position, and I've been impressed with him. Doing a nice job. Great separation, particularly on some of the underneath routes, slants and stuff like that. Being a physical guy. And then you got some of the guys that have been returning. It's just I feel like we've got more depth now and more speed.
Yeah, because they're getting a lot different.
Yeah.
Get him healthy and get him back.
Yeah, he's got that experience, and then Taplin, and the young freshman that we've got. I've been really impressed with his speed, his ability to stretch the field. So we've got some pieces in there, and those guys are getting better each practice. So yeah, I'm excited moving forward.
Coach Brown, what did you see from Alonzo Brown last year? Although it was limited,
yeah, he was so dinged up, and he just could never kind of get in the groove, and we kind of just put him as that kind of backup slot, and then we got him involved in some fly sweeps and just trying to get him some touches that way. Yeah, I just think if he gets back healthy, hopefully he can just build up that, be a more consistent, get a consistent guy, get a little bit more.
Coach, I'm wondering what your thoughts are on the spring game, and obviously it's been a trend around college football. Your program's reasons are a little different from others, but just overall, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, you can look at it a couple different ways. I enjoyed it for, it was kind of, you get through those 14 practices and you're like, man, we want to be healthy moving forward. We've got a lot of the work done. Let's move on. And the part that I think that you miss on that is you do get them guys out there with uniforms on. You get them in front of the crowd, TV cameras with Big Ten Network or whatnot, and the lights come on. Okay, who shows up and who makes some mental mistakes and whatnot. I always kind of enjoyed seeing how guys perform, getting that little taste of a different atmosphere, which I think is something that we'll miss. But I understand the other side of it too, how all it's changed and whatnot, and that's just ultimately that's Jonathan's call.
How much is there a change in philosophy for coaches in particular, and I think probably more big one for the offensive side, with the portal? How much can you work on install at this point when knowing that guys could leave the room? Is that something that you have to talk about?
Yeah, but we're pushing with the install, and under the assumption that these guys are going to stay, and hopefully with our install, getting them excited about the install, like, hey, look at, this is how we can use you, this is how you can have success here, and really showing them and trying to give them that confidence about going out and execute it and have success with it.
Trying to conversate with bare bones, or
No, we're going pretty aggressive with it and pushing them a little bit on it, and we got surrounded by good coaches that we feel like can teach it that way, and that's what's really nice about going 5 weeks and going Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays. You got those off days in between to where you can really dive into the film and really kind of get ahead on the install. No, we're going full head of steam with the install and trying to create buy-in with what we're doing, the way we're teaching it, create an excitement about our offense.
Back with quarterback situation, Lesio's coming back. We're looking at Leo coming in. Do you get any impressions of the spring from those guys? Jesse.
Yeah, no, I think those guys are going to get a lot of reps, and Leo's still young, still learning it, that way. He's had some good reps when he's got in there. I think Rylan and Alessio, just being in the system for a year, things, kind of taking that next step. Each of those guys have made some plays. I thought, Alessio, I've been pretty impressed with his consistency for a younger guy right now. But I like both those guys' skill sets. And, I'm excited for them to really just kind of keep progressing and taking the next step, as they move through the spring. Well, competition, we're just rotating all those guys through.
what was it you saw from Leslie last year?